Nihanya. Hello, I am the Dark Fae and welcome to a game called Scarlet Hollow, which I'm realizing you can't see the name of. This is episode 1, Monday. So this is like another kind of spooky horror visual novel, which I think are kind of the only horror games that I can maybe really stomach, even though I do like horror and creepiness and dark fantasy. But this is a game by Black Tabby Games, I believe, made by a cartoonist named Abby Howard. This was recommended to me, and it looks really cool. I already really like the art style, and the music as well. So let's just head in. My name is, I never use my real name, so I'm gonna use, Reika, which is one of my D&D characters, and originally a character that I made for the manga Katakia Hitman Reborn. Will I just push enter? You live in the city of Waterdeep. Well, no, she's actually from Arabelle. Select gender. That's nice that they include other pronouns. Okay. Ooh, 2 traits. Street smart, smells BS, also good at BS, no door can hold you. Strange and unusual, you see the threads of reality in ways cannot powerfully beheld. I kind of want to be keen eye and mystical. I think I would be book smart and keen eye in real life. I'm just gonna be super spooky. How can I? Oh, okay, I see. Confirm. This is cool though. That means this can have like multiple playthroughs with like different character builds. That's awesome. You jolt awake as the bus hits a particularly nasty bump. You feel like you'd only just managed to start drifting off, and now here you are, awake again and still exhausted. For a moment, you're hazy on the details of where exactly here is, confusing this bus with the many others that came before it. But as your mind focuses to reassert its existence in the waking world, the past few days come back into focus. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops and seedy depots that felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of her mother, your aunt, seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Fortunately, the end of your long journey is in sight. You're almost in Scarlet Hollow. So anyway, I was saying... Oh no, he's still here. He's been sitting next to you for the past 5 hours, talking at you without pause. He's got, a bit of like the creepy, lifeless stare going on. You're not even sure he stopped when you started to doze off. At first you thought he was just being friendly, but that was several hours of one-sided conversation ago. I was up in... Jesus, this guy's creepy. I was up in Maryland looking for work, but mostly messing around because I was a dumb teen. And me and my buddies were doing our usual prank stuff. Pushing joggers into the harbor, that sort of thing. Doesn't seem very harmless. I'm not a big fan of pranksters. Wait, what? Pushing joggers into the harbor? Yeah, teen stuff. So this girl comes to us, swinging her purse, yelling about how she was gonna call the cops or whatever. It was hilarious. She actually hit my friend and he said it hurt a lot. I guess she really was mad though, and not just playing. But she kept swinging, and she was getting closer and closer to the edge, so soon enough, she lost her balance and fell into the harbor all on her own. We didn't even have to push her. We had a good laugh. But we fished her out and her phone got soaked. She couldn't call the cops on us. We wound up hanging out all day. She kind of became my girlfriend after that. And we've been... Hang on. I want to turn the sound down a little bit. She kind of became my girlfriend after that, and we've been on and off for about a year. So it's pretty serious. On and off, though? That 'cause you're a fucking crazy psycho? Though about 5 months ago she tried to break up with me for real, and geez, you ever just get so mad that you wanna kill somebody? He says with those crazy fucking psycho eyes. And to smile and pretend he didn't just say that. I knew you'd get me. We understand each other. Somebody trying to break your heart, that changes a person. Makes them want to do things they never thought they'd want to do. Huh? I honestly could have killed that woman. Anyway, she's giving birth to our son right now, so I'm trying to get up to Virginia to be there for it. But I don't know if I'm, into that stuff. What? So I might just wind up on a bus to New York or something instead. I've always wanted to go there. Into that stuff? Into the birth of your child? What? What's wrong with you? Interesting. Smart move. Get out while you still can. Remain silent. Keen eye. Do you love her enough to make this work? You were so worked up by the thought of losing her that you wanted to kill her. But now that she's giving birth to a child you created together, you're planning on running off. And then he just goes to look at his phone. Man, I want to kill this guy. So maybe I do have those thoughts. Even if you love her, think about whether that love is strong enough that you'd be able to handle raising a kid together. Think about how your actions are going to impact his life, and whether removing yourself would be better for him in the long run. Yeah, good stuff to think about. Anyways, where'd you say you were headed? I'm returning to my ancestral home. My mother fled from her destiny there many years ago, but now that both she and her sister are departed from this world, I can feel it calling me back. The young man anxiously shifts in his seat. For one perceptible moment, it's his turn to feel uncomfortable. Ha! Before he catches himself and heartily laughs. Oh, you must be talking about Scarlet Hollow, right? Or the Holler, as they call it in the mountains. That's the only stop until this bus turns around, so if you aren't getting off at my stop, you must be headed up that way. Almost nobody ever goes there. I'm usually alone on the bus by now. Though actually, I had a couple of buddies who went up there to work in the mine. There's a coal mine up in the Holler, you see. There's always a job listing or two on the boards around there. I never wanted to do that kind of thing myself. I like my lungs the way they are, thanks, but my buddies got desperate enough to try it. I haven't heard from them in a while, and now that I think about it, I just see if they're on Facebook, see how they're doing up there. Oh, hope they didn't die. He looks back at his phone, for once focused on something other than you. Oh, this is me. It was lovely meeting you. Hope you don't get too bored without me around to talk to. Here, I have something for you. Stranger rifles through his back before presenting you with a dripping bag of peanuts. They're boiled peanuts. I got them at a gas station a few buses back. I noticed you haven't eaten much, so I figured you could use them more than me. Plus, they dripped all over my back, so I don't want to carry them anymore. Take the peanuts. Take the peanuts. Thanks. You're welcome. And with it, I leave you. Safe travels, friends. Okay. Did not like him. And just like that, the stranger is gone. Maybe you can finally get some sleep. Next stop, Scarlet Hollow. End of the line. Almost there. The bus finally comes. I want to make a visual novel now. The bus finally comes to a stop, its brakes squealing as it deposits you in front of the Scarlet Hollow bus station. Well, the sign reads bus station, but calling it that feels disingenuous. At best, it's a kiosk. Though for a small town like this, you're amazed there's so much as a road, let alone a bus, that drives on it every week. The driver quickly shuts the door behind you and starts the engine, kicking up dust clouds as the bus pulls away, eager to leave you and this place behind. Oh. Hey, Reka. You instantly recognize the it's a woman, young woman from the few public photos on her Facebook page. She's your cousin, Tabitha, and she looks annoyed to be here. Give her your condolences. I'm so sorry for your loss, Tabitha. Yes, great, thank you. Let's get back to the estate. I don't want to spend any more time down here than I have to. Cousin turns and motions to an old BMW parked near the bus kiosk. You follow her, clambering into the dusty relic. Trying to work on, my voice acting and narration skills. It doesn't take much driving before the only signs of civilization are the car you're in and the road you're on. Tabitha maintains an icy silence as she focuses on the road. Tip: dialogue options labeled Explore can usually be taken without advancing the story. They can impact relationships and unlock additional story paths. Choose carefully. Okay. Are you holding up? Oh. Have we ever actually met? How are you holding up? Fine. Sure, you seem tense. Are you sure you're alright? You seem tense. You know you can talk to me, right? I went through something similar when my own mom passed. She tenses up even more at the mention of your mom before letting out a heavy sigh. Maybe it's a sore spot for her. You quickly apologize. I'm sorry. I know that's probably not what you're looking to hear right now. Look, I appreciate your concern, but I'm fine, really. Tabitha stares straight ahead, her expression tense and icy. So, the funeral. It's on Sunday, right? Yep, like I told you. Need any help? Planning? You need any help planning? If you ever need help with errands or scheduling, feel free to ask. I know this stuff isn't easy. It's actually been fine. Just needed the coffin and somebody to dig a hole. Claire stares straight ahead, her expression tense and icy. Have we ever actually met? Or? Pretty sure this is the first time, right? Yep. You have your mom to thank for that. Or had, I guess. I wish I'd known about you. I don't know why my mom left or what kind of grudge she had against this side of the family, but I'm sorry. I wish I'd known about you. Whatever, what's done is done. Tabitha is okay. Guess we're both members of the Dead Moms Club now, huh? Your cousin turns to stare at you, an icy hatred in her eyes. Maybe this would have worked. Maybe I shouldn't have picked all the choices. Normally, in dialogue, I try to pick all the choices, to explore, but maybe that's a bad idea. Maybe this would have worked to ease attention if she was someone else, but she isn't. She turns back to the road, her expression cold and unforgiving. You decide to sit in silence with your cousin as the car eases up the steep mountain road. Whoops. I guess I couldn't improve my relationship. I didn't think it could get worse. And here it is. The Scarlet Estate, conveniently located on the edge of a cliff. The old family homestead. Though it's seen better days, its crumbling elegance is not lost on you, someone used to dingy apartments in gray cities. Your mother told you about this place many times before she passed, always with an anger burning beneath her words. The faded majesty you once imagined doesn't quite compare with what's in front of you, a jarring blend of opulence and ruin. As you stare at it perched on the crumbling cliffside, you can't help but feel like it's something that should have been left to rot a long, long time ago. As soon as you enter, you're hit with a blast of dusty air. Everything in this room has been here for much longer than you've been alive, each object is cemented and placed with layers of dust and cobwebs. You can hear doors creak on their hinges and the aches and moans of ancient floorboards as the house itself sways in the wind. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. You know what's good for you, you'll stick to your room, your bathroom, and the kitchen. And hallways, I guess. But only the hallways you need to use to get to those places. I'll show you around so you know where it's safe to walk. You can leave your bags here for the time being. So you live here? Yeah, and I'm letting you stay here for free, so mind your manners. Or did your mother not teach you about those? Jesus, okay. Now we take our tour. Follow me. You put your bags down and follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. She delicately steps over holes and tears in the floor, and you do your best to trace her steps. Kitchen. On Wednesdays, a woman from town comes in and does the cleaning. Her name is Janie. I wouldn't recommend socializing with her. She'll talk your ear off. Hey, a cat. If you need any food, there's fixings for peanut butter and jelly. Don't touch my mac and cheese or my ice cream. Those are off limits. Oh, and you can also access the garden through here, but it's pretty wild, so I wouldn't if I were you. explore options, prevent you from taking others. Choose carefully. Uh-oh. You're somewhere in town to buy food? Might want to eat something other than PB&J this week. Is there somewhere in town we can get groceries? Well, aren't you fancy? Yes, there's a general store. There's also a diner. I usually order my food in bulk online, though, so I wouldn't be going with you. Sweet. Thanks. Cool. Good talk. Mystical. Feel a wild energy in this room, as if the natural world is creeping in to finally reclaim its territory. Okay, geez, I get it. You think it's messy. I'll tell Janie to be more thorough this week. But you should know there's only so much anyone can do with a country house this old. It's always going to be a little grimy and warm, unlike your sleek city apartments. If a little dirt bothers you, you're going to have a rough time this week. And that PB&J? How'd you know it was one of my favorites? It's my— oh my god. Smile can't be real. I didn't. But good for you. What if I want ice cream? Then you can buy yourself some at the general store. If you touch my stash, I will know and there will be consequences. Are you like 12 years old? My goodness. Alright, what's next? Bathroom. Follow me. Great, it's been hours since I've gone. The two of you leave the kitchen, you pass by a tuxedo cat. Not a tuxedo cat, but a Pusheen, and still a very cute cat. Is that your cat? What's its name? Frou-Frou. Do not try to pet her. If she wants to be a pet, she'll let you know. Leave the cat be. Decide to follow Tabitha's advice. Now move on, the bathroom awaits. You once again follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. Maybe after a few nights, it'll get easier to navigate these spaces. For the time being, you feel lucky to not have fallen through the floors. Guest bathroom. Not much to show. It's a bathroom. I'll wait outside. Do what you must if you must. Wow. It is a nasty, wretched bathroom. Piles of junk sit untouched in the corners of the room, and mystery stains paint the floor. Who exactly uses this bathroom? Guests. Sure this toilet works? Yes, why wouldn't it? The water bill gets paid, therefore the toilet works. Now do your business so we can move on. Okay. Sigh and resignation. That's the spirit. Lift toilet seat. Bugs. Alright, I do what I must. Next up, guest bedroom. Last stop on the tour, follow me. You and Tabitha briefly return to the foyer before climbing the stairs and reaching the guest room. The room smells old. Dust, mildew, wood rot, it has it all. A week of sleeping in this place might give you permanent lung damage. I don't understand why I had to be here a week early. This is where you'll be staying. The linens are fresh. I had Janie wash them last week. I had to endure a half-hour rant about her kid to get her to do it. But you'd better be grateful. The closet is full of old family stuff, so you can't hang your clothes up, but you can use the dresser. The dresser? The dresser. It should be empty. What's with all the boxes? Old family stuff. Unimportant family stuff. You used to sleep here. When? This house is almost 150 years old. Many people have slept here. And now you'll sleep here, carrying on the fine tradition of bedrooms being slept in. People have died here, haven't they? I sense a heavy spiritual fog hanging over this room. People have died here, haven't they? Like I said, this house is almost 150 years old. Obviously, people have died here. What a great room. This is way nicer than what I'm used to. I can't say I'm surprised. Each and every piece of furniture in this room is a genuine antique. handed down through the family for generations. This is not an IKEA bedroom, or whatever nonsense you're used to in the city. We'll start to get settled. Follow me. I'll take you back to the foyer so you can collect your belongings. I wonder if I focus too much on the reading and I miss stuff that's happening, like, in the scene. This concludes our tour. I'm afraid I must return to my duties, so you'll have to entertain yourself for the rest of the day. Don't expect to see much of me. Some dialogue options will open additional conversation paths, some right away, some down the line. Are you sure you're okay? Hey, are you sure you're doing okay? You seem kind of upset. I'm fine. I just need to get back to work. Where are you going? To work. Somebody has to pay the bills around here. What kind of work do you do? I run the coal mine, same as every Scarlet who came before me. Except for you and your mom. It requires a lot of time and concentration, so I'd appreciate if you didn't keep me for long. Should I go? I didn't know we owned a coal mine. We don't own the coal mine. I own the coal mine. Your mother forfeited any claim to it years ago. Can I come watch? What? No, the mine is dangerous and running it is difficult. I can't babysit you and do my job. Star girl boss. Remain silent. Whatever your thoughts may be on Tabitha's work situation, you decide it's best to keep them to yourself. Is there anything else you'd like to bother me with before I leave, or are we good? What am I supposed to do while you're gone? There's a very demanding job that I should be getting back to right now that doesn't include figuring out activities for you to occupy your time with. I'm not your babysitter. Why don't you, I don't know, go walk around in town or something until you get tired. There are historic buildings to look at. I'm sure you'll have a great time. Hang out when you get back? We'll see. There's a lot that needs to get done this week. Then leaves through the front door, and now it's just you in the sprawling, decrepit estate. Let's settle into my room. Now that your cousin is gone, the aches and pains of your journey sink into your bones. You stumble back up the stairs to your room, suitcase in tow, eager to unwind before you face the rest of the day. Stand at the entrance to your room. Check the closet. See why your cousin said you should put your clothes in the dresser instead of his closet. There must be decades of family history stacked up in here. Doll. Of course you're sharing a room with a creepy doll. You pick it up to examine it more closely. Its tag reads property of Alexandra. That's the only reason why I picked it up, was because the foot had something. No need to carry this around with you. You close the closet behind you. Look out the window? You can only imagine how beautiful the garden must have been in its heyday. If you owned this place, you'd totally get out there with a shovel and some gardening gloves and whip it into shape. You'd go out and pull weeds, chop trees, carve topiaries, and do whatever you needed to do to return it to its former glory. And once it was all done, you'd sit by the fountain, which of course would have a little goldfish in it, and drink a floral tea while enjoying the birdsong. Yeah, you definitely do that. Just not right now. And the painting on the wall? This must be an old relative of yours. Very old, judging by the dates on the inscription. You've never heard of her, but you'd barely heard anything about your aunt and cousin until a week ago, so that's not really a surprise. Maybe you could ask Tabitha about this Mary Belle Scarlet the next time you see her. That is, if she's actually in the mood for conversation. Here, close the dresser. And there's a little possum. You drag your suitcase over to the dresser and open the bottom drawer. An opossum lurks within. It is quiet, but angry. I'm gonna offer it my peanuts. You hold out your still dripping bag of boiled peanuts. The opossum hisses in disgust, stiffens, and begins to drool, feigning death. You close the drawer. You might as well leave it be. You open the top drawer next. I thought she opened the same drawer and the possum was gone. It's empty, as good a place as you'll find to put your clothes. Based on the state of the house, you wonder if you'd been better off keeping your clothes in your nice clean bag, but there's no going back now. Take a nap. You immediately collapse on the bed. You're tired enough that being alone in a strange new place won't stop you from passing out. Or so you thought. You cough as a small cloud of dust rises over the mattress. These sheets might be fresh, but everything beneath them might have been around to see the dawn of civilization. You try to settle in, but the bed is lumpy in strange places, and you can feel the springs pressing through the fabric. You might be tired, but you're far from tired enough to get in more than a few minutes of uncomfortable napping. That's enough. Doesn't seem like there's much else for you to do here right now. PB&J. You haven't had anything to eat all day. The only things louder than your stomach right now are the creaks and moans of this ancient place. A PB&J sounds exactly like what you need to take on the rest of the day. You head to the kitchen. You're back in the kitchen, ready to craft a beautiful peanut butter and jelly sandwich. The daunting task, given the state of the place, but the aggressive growls of your stomach outweigh your fear of food poisoning. To get started, you'll probably need to find some peanut butter, some jelly, bread, plates, and a knife. Search the fridge. As you approach the fridge, your eyes catch a note taped to the door reading, "Janie, stay out," in all caps. Below it, in a separate handwriting, are the words, "Okie dokie." You open the fridge. You already feel a deep urge to wash your hands, even though you've yet to touch anything other than the handle. I'm going to take the jelly. You reach for one of the unopened jars of grape jelly, carefully checking its expiration date. You breathe a sigh of relief when you realize it's ancient. It's recent, not ancient. This was either purchased specifically for you, or jelly is one of the few things in this kitchen Tabitha actually uses. Maybe I should have I didn't really want to explore the fridge more. All you need now is a plate, a knife, bread, and some peanut butter. Better close this fridge and keep looking. Open old takeout. Why did you do that? What were you expecting? This takeout container is disgusting, beyond words. A liquefied mess, wholly congealed in its styrofoam shell. You can't even tell what it used to be. Substance doesn't just smell bad, it smells ancient. Sick, put it back. Shove the container back in the fridge, pushing it into the depths of the shelves and out of your mind. Hopefully, you can forget it exists and move on with your life. Check mayonnaise? You know you probably shouldn't, but a part of you has to know how old that mayonnaise is. You pick up the jar, it's the label flaking in your hand. It expired 10 years ago. This jar of mayonnaise is old enough to graduate the 5th grade. Best to put it back and forget you ever saw it. We're not going to grab the ice cream. We're going to be good. Return to the kitchen, closing the fridge behind you. Search the pantry. That is a lot of peanut butter and a lot of bread and some dead mice. Tabitha sure loves her mac and cheese. Look closer. Ooh. You squint into the darkness of the pantry. Behind the molded bread, a single book lies forgotten, a thin layer of dust collected on its cover. You pick it up. Flip to a bookmarked page. Both Caspian and aspic are unappetizing enough on their own, and you could only imagine how vile the combination of the two would be. What kind of person would call this their favorite food? No wonder your mom ran far, far away from this place. Shut the book and put it back in its place. Take bread. You pick up one of the non-moldy loaves of bread. Great. One step closer to a satisfying snack. Take a knife and some peanut butter. Take the peanut butter. King of nut butters, and only 3% of each jar is mashed up cockroaches. Gross. Close the pantry. Search the cabinets. Cabinet must be where Tabitha keeps the dishware, and oddly enough, the utensils. Examine the shot glass. It reads, "I survived Deb's 50th. Your aunt's name was Perlan, so this wasn't from her 50th. The few stories you heard from your mom, Perlan wasn't the type to have kitschy friends who gave out themed shot glasses at their birthday parties. Maybe it belongs to Janie. You imagine she might need an alcoholic beverage to get through cleaning this place, especially with Tabitha's sour face peering over her shoulder. Examine the mug. It reads, I was blown away at Blowing Rock and Sea. So your aunt and cousin actually traveled sometimes, even if it was only a few hours from the estate. Maybe you can route your return trip through Blowing Rock. It might be nice to see the local sights before heading home. But bowl? Only because it has a weird tag on it. You reach for the bowl, but as you pull it down, a blend of vinegar and dead moss splashes onto you, immediately staining your shirt. On the back of the bowl is a note that reads, Moth trap, do not touch. Whoops. Your shirt is now unpleasantly wet. You'll probably change into something clean before you leave the house. That sucks. Close the cabinet. Hey, frou-frou. I kind of do want to check out the garden real quick, though. The garden was reclaimed by the wilderness long ago. You don't think you want to go out there after all? Are you even up to date on your tetanus shots? Close the door behind you and return to the kitchen. Oh, hang on. I just want to see. Okay. I'm just gonna save real quick. It's very similar to Doki Doki. Huh. Make that PB&J. Despite the state of this horrendous kitchen, you've successfully combined your 3 ingredients to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Congratulations, you can feed yourself. All of that hassle, and it took you less than a minute to eat it. The rest of the day lies in front of you. Can I approach Frou-Frou? The cat hisses. Okay, this is clearly Frou-Frou's spot on the counter. I don't think she wants to pet me. I'm done here. You know what to do? Might as well head to town. I don't really want to go and explore the Forbidden Wings in case I somehow fall through the floorboards and kill myself, maybe. For now, I'm going to listen to Tabitha. If you had known you'd wind up having to walk all the way back to town, you probably would have just asked Tabitha to leave you at the bus stop. Especially with how unhappy she seemed to see you. If only you could wipe the slate between the two of you clean and bury some of that tension. Though maybe her mother's funeral isn't the best time for something like that. Then again, maybe it's the perfect time. Continue down the path. It's really pretty out here. Finally, you made it back to town. The holler, as that guy on the bus called it, probably has seen better days. It still has the feeling of an idyllic country town, but its sidewalks are cracked and many of the storefronts are boarded up, their windows dusty with age. Chill breeze sweeps down the lake, and you shudder, suddenly feeling as if you're peering into a grave. Oh, a bug. Gretchen, come back! Quit bothering strangers. Sorry about that. Gretchen can be very slippery when she wants to be. She loves to get loose and cause havoc. It's supposed to be a dog. I don't like pugs by myself. Hi, I'm Reika. And I'm Stella. Pleasure to meet you. It's not often I see a strange face up in the holler. Every now and then there's a new crop of cool folks, but you don't look dusty enough for that. You aren't in town for the funeral, are you? The Scarlet funeral? Yep. I just got into town today. Wow, I didn't think there would be anyone else coming. Are you staying with Tabby? How's she holding up? I haven't seen her since Perlan passed. Or for a while before that, now that I think about it. Puck has the saddest face. I'm sorry, did you say Tabby? Sorry. Did I hear you right? I can't imagine Tabitha ever going by something so bubbly. She did back when I knew her better. It's been a while. I hope she's okay. Keen eye, she's struggling. I don't think she's doing too well. She's been icy, but it feels like she's putting it on as a front. She's always been a little rough around the edges. To be honest, it's always been hard to tell if she's just that way, or if that's just the way she is, or if she's been putting on an act her whole life. To think she's been up in that mansion all by herself. It'll probably be good for her now that you're staying here, even if she doesn't think so herself. Thanks for letting me know, by the way. How long have you known her? Oh, quite a long time. The town's really small, so everyone Everybody's known everybody else as far back as they can remember. Tabby and I got a little close when we were both in the school's production of A Midsummer's Night Dream. I was Puck and she was Mustard Seed. As you might have expected, she was more than a little prickly, but I managed to soften her up a bit in the end. But then she graduated, and that was that. Pug has the saddest face. Oh, if you just got to town, you must be starving. I was just on my way to the dinner for coffee, and they've got amazing biscuits. My treat. Okay, follow her. Hey, people! Wow, that guy looks real sad, that firefighter. Over this way. The pleasant aroma of greasy breakfast food hangs heavy in the air. In contrast with the empty, lifeless atmosphere of the family estate, the diner is filled with the comforting din of human life. All of which grinds to a sudden halt as the patrons realize that a stranger has entered the establishment. Hi. Hey everyone. Oh. But then they might be like, you abandoned the town. You slide into the nearest booth, pretending that you didn't notice everyone in the diner gawking at you like they'd just seen Bigfoot. No need to be shy. They don't meet many strangers. It's kind of a big deal when someone new wanders into town. Especially since, well, they probably all know what you're here for. I can just see this person gossiping. And by extension, who you're related to. Even if you don't know anybody, it's not easy keeping secrets in a town this size. You settle into the booth, you can't help but pick up some of the murmurs of conversation around you. And listen in, you know it. Stella pets Gretchen while you take a quick look around the diner. At the counter, two policemen and a woman you assume to be the owner shoot sidelong glances in your direction while whispering to each other. That must be Vivian's kid. Never thought we'd actually meet her. Looks so much like her. Oh yes, those eyes are unmistakable. That haunted look. I always thought it'd go away when she finally got out of this town. I guess unhappiness was baked into her DNA. A young mother and her syrup-stained child sit at the table across from you. Mommy, who's that? Don't stare, Tulip. That must be Miss Tabitha's cousin. Oh, so that's why she looks so sad. I would like sad too, if I had to have Miss Tabitha as a cousin. Do you think Tabitha's cousin is mean to... I don't know. I'll find out next time I go visit Miss Tabitha. Are you gonna finish your pancakes? They're almost cold, Sweet Pea, and we've got to get home to help Daddy. The far back corner, a man sits alone at a small table, sipping coffee and reading a paper. Why are the strangers who wander into town never gorgeous blonde ladies of an appropriate age? Why is it always coal boys, punks, and whippersnappers? Lastly, a group of coal miners sit hunched around the corner booth, readily scarfing down heaping plates of food. What do you think, another young'un looking for mine work? No way, clearly you don't get the stomach for it. That's gotta be the boss's cousin. There's that funeral this week, if I'm remembering right, for old Miss Perlan. May she rot in peace. Oh, let the lady rest, Lloyd. One shouldn't speak ill of the dead, no matter how foul they were, especially before they've been so much as laid to rest. If you'd been around in her heyday, you'd be speaking ill too, Tommy. He's right. Nastiest woman I've ever met. That Tabitha's a blessing compared to her. Curse the whole lot of them. May every Scarlet burn in hell. That's enough of that. Hey Stella, I went ahead and fixed you up a coffee. They gracefully places a cup of specially brewed coffee in front of Stella. Oh shucks, thanks Avery. Can I have some sugar? Already taken care of. I know you like your coffee drowned in cream and sugar. And here's some bacon for the little lady. Gretchen sniffs the bacon and digs in. Anything for you? I don't want to offer them boiled peanuts. Isn't bacon bad for dogs? Nah. Order a biscuit and coffee. Could I have a biscuit and coffee, please? I heard they were really good. Best in the country. Avery pours the fragrant brew into the empty mug in front of you. They linger after pouring your coffee, turning to you nervously. Oh, and I'm sorry for your loss. Before you have the chance to respond, they're gone. Glad you took my advice with the biscuit. You won't regret it. Anyways, the funeral's not till Sunday, right? That gives you quite a bit of time to slum around town. I'm trying to think if there are any cool events going on this week. There's always the reading adventure at the library, which is supposed to be for little kids, but I do it every month anyway. Oh, and I'm pretty sure Avery's throwing a party Saturday night, so that's a fun thing to look forward to. And there's the weekly Sunday potluck. That should be right after the funeral too, so it'll be a special occasion. Cool. Is that like a church thing? Is the potluck a church thing? Would it be weird for me to come if I'm not a member? No, the Sunday thing's coincidental. It's actually hosted by the library. Not too many people go to church around here, if I'm being honest. Oh, it is the rural South, okay. A non-religious community. I get that. I'm not of a church-going persuasion myself. Should I read these with an accent? I do like doing southern accents. I don't know if it comes across well or not. Same for me. Whatever feelings some folks get in church, I think that must be the feeling I get when I look up at the sky on a night hike. That feeling of peace and wholeness. But that's not to say we're a town of heathens or anything like that. There are plenty of God-fearing folks around. They just aren't fans of the church. Well, the building's fine, but the pastor's another story. It's just something a little off about that guy. You'll get what I mean if you ever meet him. And unfortunately, you probably will. Anyway, those are all the big events I can think of. As for the day-to-day, any idea how you want to kill time for the rest of the week? What's it to you? Do you have something in mind? Something's telling me this is a loaded question, and you've got something in mind. Was I being that obvious? My job means I spend a lot of time in the woods with the camera, and it's always better when someone else is there to... Before it's delicate finished, Avery returns, biscuit in tow. Hey, Winnie wanted to give you a biscuit. On the house. She sends her condolences. Thanks. Oh, you didn't have to do that. It looks great. No worries. Hope you enjoy it. You pick up the biscuit. It's delicate and fluffy. It nearly crumbles at your touch. Butter always is mystical. Buttery warmth emanates from its surface. You don't even need to taste it to know that it is good. Divinity given buttery form. Take a bite and melts in your mouth as if it was nothing but butter suspended in a thin matrix of dough. Truly, this is a perfect biscuit. Whoa, this is a really good biscuit, wow. I'm so glad you like it. Avery lingers at the table for a moment. So, has Stella mentioned she's famous? Oh, Avery, I'm not famous. Look, if you're not gonna go around tooting your own horn, you know I'm gonna do it for you. Stella sighs. I am a YouTuber. You and everyone else. What kind of videos do you do? She hunts cryptids. You should really check out her channel, Rega. It's amazing. Why did you know my name? Oh, sorry. It's just that most people in town know about you. Sorry, I'm sure that must seem creepy. A little bit. Well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. The holler's a small place. Everybody knows everybody, and that includes extended family. It's all good. I was just caught a little off guard. Yeah, glad that didn't freak you out too much. Yeah, don't worry. Nothing Pearland said about you'll stick, that's for sure. You can just make a good first impression and wipe the slate clean with the whole town. Oh god, what was she saying about me? Oh man, look, I'm sorry I said anything. Hey, don't worry about it. Pearland was a gossip and would do this sort of thing with everyone. Spreading weird little rumors about folks was kind of her trademark. Anyways, weren't we in the middle of talking about Stella's illustrious YouTube career? Can I have an illustrious YouTube career? Much like. I guess we were, weren't we? I think the best video to start with would be that river one. Not the lake, but you know, the controversial one. Oh yeah, the Catawba River Runner. I didn't expect much out of that outing at the time, but it wound up being my most popular video by far. So, the river running is a cryptid. I don't really know what a cryptid is, should I? And that's only known from a single sighting. 2 Boy Scouts thought they saw something big and weird in the Catawba River. And that's all I had to go on. But then I wound up catching this on camera. Stella pulls out her phone to show you a clip of something in the river. Some folks said it was a beaver. If that was the case, it'd be at least twice the size of any beaver I've seen. I also had people saying it was a dog, or even a capybara that must have escaped from a local wildlife sanctuary. I'm still not sure what it was, and I'm the one who saw the thing with my two eyes. Keen eye? Oh, that looks like a mountain lion. Despite the shaky camera footage, you can clearly make out the shape of the creature's head and its relative body proportions. You're pretty sure that it's a mountain lion. Oh, I shouldn't have said anything. I think that's a mountain lion. Can't you see its little kitty cat ears? No way. It is absolutely not a mountain lion. There are no mountain lions this far east. I did a whole video on the Appalachian mountain lion myth and found jack squat. And there's no reason one would be swimming in the river like this. They're not fans of water. And the body is too long. No way. Personally, I'm a fan of the capybara theory. Sure, it's not like any local sanctuaries were missing one, but there's always people keeping exotic animals as pets. Kind of a sewer gator type situation. Exactly. Some exotic pet owners set it free, and now it will forever roam the Catawba, confusing Boy Scouts and YouTube commenters for years to come. So, speaking of things to do around town, I was actually planning on filming this week's video tonight. I was wondering if maybe you'd want to come along. It's a pretty easy one this week. We wouldn't even have to camp anywhere. I'm gonna go after the... Wait, no spoilers. Oops, sorry Avery. It's okay. I should probably get back to it instead of standing around chatting with friends. See y'all around. Now that the coast is clear, I'm going after Skunk Ape. What's Skunk Ape? It's like Bigfoot, but smellier. Most Skunk Ape sightings are from Florida. But while I was doing research for last week's video, I came across a report where a lady from a town over claimed to have seen one on her deck, playing tug-of-war with her dog. And as I leave no stone unturned, I decided it was worth investigating. So what do you say? Want to tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against a darkening sky, that sort of thing? It's not like I have anything else going on. Such enthusiasm. It'll be fun, I promise. This was something I used to do with my middle school buddies all the time, and there was never a dull moment. That's actually how this channel got started. Me and Kanika and Reese, running over in the woods, flipping over rocks and bothering salamanders. Our videos were terrible, but we had a lot of fun, and that's all that mattered to us. You know, that gives me a thought. Since I've already invited another person along, it might be fun to extend the invitation to my old chums and see if we can't make it a little reunion special or something. Though I guess Kanika has to close at the general store tonight, so I'm pretty sure she's a no-go. Reese? I think there's a decent chance we could get him to come out of his hidey hole, if he's up for it. Do you mind if I make a quick call? Ella pulls out her phone and dials it, waiting while it rings. Reese, dude, what's up? Feels like it's been forever. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Do you want me to come by, or...? Okay, if you're really sure. But if you change your mind... Oh, I was just calling to ask if you want to come out to the woods tonight. I met somebody cool in town today. She's Tabitha's cousin. I know, yeah, just here for the week. Anyway, we're going to look for Skunk Ape. We could take the easier trails if that would help. Oh, maybe he's injured. Dang, man, that sounds awful. I hope you take it easy tonight. I'll swing by sometime this week and we can have a more low-key hang, how's that? Yeah, I'll bring her. Talk to you soon. Bye, bud. Looks like it's just you and me, pal. Did he ask you to bring me to his house? Why? He's excited to meet you, of course. I think you'll find most folks in town are. Is he okay? He's not feeling well, that's all. He's had a lot going on in the past, 10 years or so? But I feel like it's gotten worse lately. I can't remember the last time I saw him leave his house. Oh well, it's not my place to talk about, really. I just got a little excited thinking about having him along again. He's hilarious. You'd love him. We should swing by his place sometime this week. Sure, that'd be nice. I'd love to meet your friends. Awesome, I'll make it happen. He's definitely the trickier one to meet. Kanika is much easier to track down since she's at the general store basically every day. The friend will wait. We've got a Skunk Ape to hunt. So, We should probably head out if we want to make it to the mansion before it's too dark. Come on, let's blow this popsicle stand. You pause before getting up. Maybe it's time to make a good first impression. After all, it seems everyone in town has heard awful things about you from your now-deceased aunt. Leave a tip. As long as you don't get sick of peanut butter jelly, your meals will be free while you're here. Share the wealth while you've got it, you think to yourself. You leave the money on the table and follow Stella out of the diner. Okay. Alright. So I think I'm going to leave this episode here before we go hunt for a skunk ape. I don't know how long this first episode is. I think currently it is only just this episode, but I don't want to make the episodes like too long. So, thank you so much for watching. This is pretty interesting. I quite like the premise of it, and I quite like the kind of like the overall look and feel of it. Not too spooky yet, minus that one really creepy dude, but hey, we're gonna go into some woods at night looking for a mythical creature, so that's always potential for scares. Oh, and my voice is dying. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for notifications when I put out new videos. Love you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!